we're going to talk about the DJI Action 4. We're going to talk about the cons, the good part of it, and the places where it is not performing as we hope it will. Now, before we go further, you should know that this video is not sponsored by DJI. I have no affiliation with DJI. I'm just a small channel. I bought this with my own money because I need an action camera. So now we are going to go first. We're going to dive into the hardware overview of this. So yeah, this is the new DJI Action 4. I've been using this over the past week across all sorts of things to see where it works well. I'm going to be showing you some footage I took straight out of the DJI unedited, and we're going to see where it does great and where it is lacking. So yeah, let's talk about the hardware overview. Like I said, the Action 4 shoots in 4K up to 120 frames per second. It's got a new color profile, which is the D-Log M, compared to the Action 3, which has just the 10 bits. Now this has both 10 bits and D-Log M, so which means you get a better color performance. Looking at this image, you can see how clean it is, how wide the field of view is. It is not overexposed and it is also not underexposed. This is the auto mode. This is straight out of the camera. No other addition was done. Luffy, David. Sorry about that, that's my cat. Which means, you get a better color performance in post-processing, and also straight out of the camera you get a very good color. Now again, another thing worth mentioning about this is the field of view. It is really impressive. It's got a 155-degree field of view, which you can see in this footage I'm showing you. I took this footage in the park sometimes this evening. There's also another footage I took somewhere on my way from the gym. You can see a very big difference between when the Rocksteady is on and when it is off. On the left, the stabilization is off, so the image is very bouncy, very shaky. In fact, it was not smooth at all. Whereas when the Rocksteady was turned on, the image was really amazing. You can see the one on the right, and you can see how steady that image is despite the fact that I was moving around so much. The price of this is something I feel like it's worth talking about, because compared to the Action 3, there is not so much changes, right? The weight, the size, it pretty much resemble each other. Now this used to be, the Action 3 used to be $329. Now this is $399. Luffy, $399. He's playing with light and I don't want him to get electrocuted. So yeah, but you see there are some little things that changed. You see there is some writing on the lens. On the Action 3 it was pretty plain, but one of the major changes that has been done on this will be the lens. The Action 3 has 1/1.7 FPS frame per second, while this has been improved to 1/1.3. I was one of the people that was hoping, the Action 4 will get a 1-inch sensor, but we can only hope. I was really disappointed when it did not come out with the 1-inch sensor, but of course DJI know what they are doing. I mean, the Pocket 3 has a 1-inch sensor, so, and I feel like the reason why there is no 1-inch sensor on this is mainly because there's already a Pocket 3 with a warning sensor, and they need, to be able to like tell people, you know, to buy this for this and this for this. This is an action cam, so of course, action cams are not built for low light situations. So obviously, this will still do pretty well. It's still a very large lens. It will still do well depending on the lighting condition. Yeah, so now, like I said, this looks so much like the Action 3, right? But it's not bad in itself, because this means that all the accessories from the Action 3, most of them will fit with the Action 4. So your mount, your cover, your camera casing will fit. The only thing I know I've tested and doesn't fit is the ND filter, right? Because the lens are a little bit, different from each other size wise. Yeah. Now, the reason why DJI improved this lens from 1.1/1.7 to 1/1.3 is mainly because they still, even though we are not going to get the 1-inch sensor, they still want to try as much as possible to give us a better lighting, low light shot from this camera. Yeah, so here are some of the footage I took in auto mode. I took some of these at different times just to see across board what it's going to look like at different time of the day. Here is a shot I took in my home. I took this in the middle of the night around 2 a.m. or so. So I did not turn on all the lights, and yet it's still, I still got a very good lighting out of this. Also, another thing worth mentioning is, okay, look at this footage as for example. And I changed to somewhere with very good lighting, like in the parking lot of Spinnaker, the footage is very, very different. So yeah, when the lighting is good, the Pocket 4 will do wonders. So compared to the Pocket 3, the only difference is just lighting, of course. So it does better with lighting. So good lighting is very important if you want good performance from this action cam. Yeah. So ultimately, the lighting is going to dictate the result you get from your action cam. So you want to consider that when you are filming. You need to consider that. Oof. Another thing I really want to mention, right, is that when you try to shoot with this, even in conditions where the lighting is averagely okay, you need to know how to operate the pro mode. Because look at this footage I took in the gym today. The lighting of the gym is one of the best I've seen, but there's a lot of noise in the footage, as you can see. However, if I could go into pro mode, tweak the ISO, we take it down a bit, we reduce the shutter speed so that it can get more light, the footage will look way better than this. Now, this is something you need to consider if you are somebody that love the auto mode. You don't really want to learn about camera stuff, you don't want to learn about exposing shots, you don't want to learn about tweaking ISO, learn Kelvin numbers. You might want to just stick with the auto mode, but you will have to sacrifice shooting in low lighting conditions. So you stick with shooting with this in optimal light for most of the time. Now, something else, another thing again is that this has got a very good field of view. So when it comes to the con, for me, like I said, the major con I can think about is the low lighting issue, but which you can get around that if you can spend money on ND filters, and also you can even get bokeh effects if you can spend on ND filters, and you can take some time tweaking the camera in the pro mode. Also, look at this shoot. This shot is also that is that about this. I'm going to release the comparison video of this and my iPhone 15 Pro Max, which so that you can see for yourself which does what better, and you can decide which one of them you want to buy. But for me, this is a very good buy to have with your iPhone, because obviously the iPhone cannot do everything. This is a footage I took with the Action 4 around the car, and I could get all these trick shots, close shots, under bumper shots, all this stuff. Meanwhile, if you are using your phone, you will need a gimbal to get this kind of shot. And even using a gimbal, if you are not familiar with gimbal movement, it will not turn out the way you think it will turn out. So all of them has the good and the cons, but the good there outweighs the cons. So here you have it. If you like videos like this, please subscribe to my channel. Consider turning on the notification to watch out for videos like this. Peace.